Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Cadet Student Network. We are getting set to bring you CBC versus MICDS here from the Tim Kylo broadcast booth at W. Michael Ross 66 Stadium. It is an absolutely perfect spring evening for two local powerhouse teams to square off in what should be a very, very exciting game of lacrosse. My name is Tom Eichwald. I'll be bringing you the game. And alongside me, Coach Pete Genovese. Coach, nice to have you.
Thanks, Tom. Good to be here. Looking for a good night of lacrosse tonight.
Coach, can you tell us a little bit about CBC's season so far?
Yeah, so far CBC we are 5-2. CBC's 5-2 overall. We are CBC's 5-0 versus Missouri teams. CBC opened up the season early on with our brothers from down south, Christian Brothers High School out of Memphis, and also Memphis University School. CBC dropped both of those games in tight ones, but they came back into the regular season play with wins against Ladue, SLU, Eureka, John Burroughs, and Webster Groves. So far so good in Missouri for the Cadets.
And fortunately, this is the only state we have to play in this evening, so the fortunes fare well, but for a team that is very tough to beat for local teams in MICDS.
Yes, MICDS has been the Missouri powerhouse for the past 3 to 4 years. Their last loss in the state of Missouri was against our Cadets on May 21st of 2013, where CBC beat the Cadets 11-8 in the, I believe it was the semifinals of the state championship, and that's the year that CBC went on to defeat SLU for the state championship. 2014, same matchup in the state semifinals, CBC versus MICDS, and it was a tight one, but it was the state championship. CBC lost 11-10 in overtime on that one, so it's been good going for MICDS these past few years.
And we'll be back here in the booth to give you a little bit more of what to expect in this game tonight, just things to look for as we proceed. It's going to be MICDS in the red jerseys going left to right across your screen with a breeze, I will say, and CBC in the white going right to left. We're going to have our prayer and then our national anthem here in a moment. We'll try to bring you the prayer. However, we won't be able to bring you the national anthem, so we're going to cut out during that due to copyright laws, of course. And then we will have lacrosse for you here on the Cadet Student Network. And if you're a fan of the Cadet Student Network, we want to let you know that all of this is made possible by many of our sponsors. You'll be hearing about them tonight. But we do want to give a first shout out to State Farm agent and CBC alum Tim Kylo. You want to give him a call for all your insurance needs. Tim is more than just the best insurance guy in town. He's also the presenting sponsor of CSN, and we are incredibly grateful for his support. Call Tim at 314-842-4442 or send him an email at tim@timkylo, that's KILO.com. Here's our opening prayer, and we'll take a break during national anthems to get you all set for face-off here on CSN.
Tonight's lacrosse match features the visiting MICDS Rams and your home team, the CBC Cadets. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise and remove your hats for the opening prayer and playing of our national anthem. Let us remember we are in the holy presence of God. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, we are grateful for the opportunity to begin this evening in prayer, and we thank you for the safe arrival of all who are gathered here. As we take part in tonight's contest, please help us to do so with good sportsmanship and respect, not only for one another, but also for the abilities and the efforts of all who compete and officiate this game. Please keep all players free from injury and allow everyone safe travel home this evening. For this we pray, amen. St. John Baptist de La Salle, pray for us. Live Jesus in our hearts.
And with that, we are back in the Tim Kylo broadcast booth, getting set to bring you lacrosse here on the Cadet Student Network. As we mentioned, it's a beautiful evening. There is, for your reference, a breeze blowing left to right across your screen. Lacrosse ball is heavy, doesn't tend to affect it too much. But for those of you wanting to get the real feel at home, that's what's going on. It'll be blowing those little rubber pellets left to right across your screen. So as we get set tonight, Pete, can you give us a little bit of an idea of what to expect in a contest of this caliber?
I think right now both teams really want to make a point at this point in the season. They really want to get after each other. They really want to show who they are at this point going out. And after this matchup, we will see almost where each team might be matching up in the postseason. So they're going to come out strong. I know both teams are really amped up, and it'll be good to start and see. I see the CBC boys are in black shorts tonight. That's a new look for them. White tops, black shorts. Could be a little factor of let's do something new. Bring it back.
Yeah, why not? And as we get our lineups out there, we mentioned Tim Kylo. We also want to thank TJ's Pizza and Fundraising. They're one of our favorite new sponsors here on CSN. And the CBC concession stands are now serving that delicious TJ's Pizza. So dinner on the go has never been this easy. You'll want to try a slice at the next time you come to a game. TJ's, in addition to being great concession stand pizza, is the best fundraising option around. They offer a simple process that helps your school, team, or organization raise money by selling delicious pizzas and desserts. You'll want to call TJ's at 314-869-9404 or learn more online at tjspizza.com. As we get set for our opening face-off, it will be Nico Feldman for MICDS going against Chase Eleanor for the Cadets.
Yeah, Chase is in there. Good face-off man. We got Ben Ashel at the long stick midi position there on our near wing, number 23.
And the opening face-off is underway. A little bit of a scrum, and it is the Rams who come away with it, but good check from Ashel. He's able to loose it and still rolling around over there on the white line. Finally picked up by the Cadets. Looks like that was picked up by Blake Bellinger.
Yep, he's fast, he's shifty. Got a little too out of control there.
He did, and going the other way with an ISO. And we will have no shot. That was Jack Sant going the other way for the Rams. Now at X, this is Thomas Niedringhaus.
On Carlos Moreno.
And Niedringhaus rolls back. Passes it in the middle for Alexander Feldman.
Niedringhaus and Feldman, those guys have Division I talent. They are headed to play at the next level.
Boy, you look at some of the places these MICDS players are going, it's mildly impressive.
Sure is. Wilford, attack number 31, he's head to University of Virginia next year. And Niedringhaus, I believe, might be the Georgetown commit. But he is not a senior, so
rolling to his
him.
Sorry to cut you off. Rolling to his right. First shot of the game is from Bundy Graham. First save also for Mitch Casagrande. So Casagrande comes away with the save.
Graham Bundy and his brother are also players. They're also getting looks from big-time D1 universities, North Carolina, Duke.
And dispossessed. Here are the Cadets going the other way. This is number 12, Luke Capizzi. Capizzi with the right hand. Pass. Two passes. Right on the crease. Good save by the goaltender. That was the attack trying to get in a quick transition there. But equal to it is the goaltender for the Rams. That is, I believe, Quinn Munsing.
And they're a big save by Mitch Casagrande in transition when the Rams were in transition. Big save.
So far, the goaltender still in the headlines. A little bit of a high hit there, but Luke Capizzi shakes it off. And now with the left hand. That is number 17, John Cody. And he loses it. MICDS going to look to rebuild. A little bit frantic, transition-heavy game so far. This game hasn't really settled down. And quick correction, the MICDS goaltender is Joe McGuire. Joe McGuire, the goaltender, for the Rams. Now here they come. This is number 30, Henry Carpenter. Carpenter, good stick check. He's able to hang on to it. Nice work there by Tim Schaeffler. And
now we might get some subtle play. I think it started out pretty fast these first 3 minutes, so MICDS is going to look to slow it down.
This is Jack Sant.
Start up some offense.
And now Henry Carpenter.
Good double.
It was a good double. Ball behind at X. Coming around. Working around. They are not going to force anything. This is Bundy. Bundy with the right. Sails by Mitch Casagrande's right-hand post, but MICDS is able to retain, and Alex Feldman will start things off. Beats his man, creates a little space to the right. He's going to leave it for Sant. And Sant thinks about the shot with the right hand. Good defensive footwork there from Blake Bellinger. You mentioned how fast he is. It's not just flat-out running speed, but quick shifts with the feet as well. And there's a shot. Save again by Casagrande. That shot from Carpenter. And Mitch Casagrande will look to start things at the back for the Cadets. And he's going to do that with the help of Blake Bellinger. Good start so far for Mitch Casagrande.
Yeah, Mitch has been looking really good. Oh, Blake Bellinger with a great swim right between two.
I believe they call it parting the Red Sea.
It's about that time of year for a religious quote.
It is. It's a good week for him. Ball up top.
All right, now CBC looks to slow it down on their side. They said, all right, MICDS had their slow down, lots of transition early. MICDS slowed it down to set something up. Now CBC is trying to do it.
This is Michael Hogan over there, number 3. Got
this
that.
Is the invert. Bring the midi back behind.
Here's Hogan. Working on, that is Sant. Very talented attacking style midi going up against a short pole right now. Michael Hogan does have many of the skills of an attackman, so you do not want that matchup, and now they've got a long pole on him. Goal! And the first goal of the game goes to CBC.
That was Michael Hogan to...
I think it was number 11, Hunter Varley, wasn't it?
Egan,
nope,
0.
Jack Egan.
Number 0. I believe Jack Egan is the first cadet in history to wear the number 0.
Also, one of probably very few cadets who have more goals than numbers on the back of their jersey.
Good point. I wonder if he knows that.
We'll have to tell him that. Then we get into the whole is 0 a number thing, and nobody wants that here on CSN. So we'll just tell you with 6:57 to go, it is 1-0 to the Cadets, and that is what the people want to hear. So we'll stick to it.
Good start for CBC.
It was MICDS leading 1-0 in face-offs right now. I think Eleanor will look to even that up.
Early.
Yeah, procedure. So here come the Rams. Can they catch CBC with a little bit of a shift? Substitution went out as Eleanor checked out, but Ashel did a nice job of holding his man just long enough. Now coming around the cage. Can't get a shot off. That was Ryan Thompson. Shot comes in, high and wide.
MICDS is taking a lot of high-to-high shots. It's not quite what the coaches want to teach these guys.
Harry Welford that
There's
time.
a high-to-low from Harry Welford, and that's how you score.
There it is. So they even with they're giving it to Niederinghaus, number 22. So we have goals right now to Jack Egan and Niederinghaus. And just like that, it's a 1-1 game. CBC's lead lasted 26 seconds. And we'll get another face-off as we get, I think, a stick check over there. Hopefully everything checks out, and it looks like it does. We'll go back, and Eleanor will try to win CBC's first face-off of the night. Good time to win it, if you can make it happen.
Yeah, Eleanor out there by Nashville. Long stick on the wing, close. Blake Bellinger, D-Midi on the far side. These guys have been getting a lot of action. withholding CBC. MICDS ball.
Yep, it'll be Sant coming in. Jack Sant, ball in the right hand. It's around on the right side of his man. Around behind, this is Feldman. Feldman up top.
Good
Shot
feed.
comes in, and there's another high-low, and that is another goal. 34, Harry Welford with the goal. So you mentioned the high-to-low shooting being the key for the Rams. They seem to have figured that out.
Yeah, that was a good feed from Feldman down low behind the pipe. Looking up top, CBC's defense collapsed in too much. Left Welford out there wide open. He skipped a pass across, and boom.
And so
good
hard,
shot, good goal.
So hard to find that if you were Casa Grande on the turn as well.
Mm-hmm.
To start off at a disadvantage. So 6:07 to go, 2-1 to the Rams of MICDS. You're watching Cadets versus the Rams on the Cadet Student Network. Finally, CBC gets their first face-off win of the night, and it comes via procedure call. And coming in, this is Pierce Reiling. Reiling with the right hand, bounces right in front. And he can't bring it in. That was number 26, Tim Pachorky.
Tim Pachorky chases down. Timmy's going to Florida Tech to play lacrosse next year.
And now Pachorky. Quick pass inside. Thinks about the shot. I think he was actually attempting a shot, but loses it. John Cody comes out with it.
Yeah, the pass was a little low, but Egan handled it well. We recovered.
Now Joe Huber. Huber around on that right side. He's at GLE. 5.5 to go in this first quarter. And Huber is working on a short pole, number 8.
One with that invert.
Henry Gillis.
Behind.
Ooh, I think that was a shot.
That
Sails
was a
wide.
shot. Good look. Maybe a little bit more angle was needed, but he did get a good shot off.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but John Cody doing a nice job of chasing that one down. So the Cadets retain, in need of a goal to tie it up here. And the score 2-1. Cody. Behind for Huber. Or that was Egan, correction. Still Egan.
That's Huber.
No,
that
that is
8
Huber.
looks like a 0.
We're going to have to tell him to get on that. Ooh, pass across the mouth. He was trying to connect there with Tyler Cordova, but just on different pages.
They're getting dirty down there on the sideline.
A few people ended up on the turf, and we're going to get a whistle here.
The ball's going. Timeout called.
Gives us a chance to catch our breaths. So what have we seen so far? Have we seen the Cadets doing what they need to do? Is it a matter of simply converting chances? Or the Cadets maybe rushing a little bit, not getting into the quality possession they're looking for? What are we seeing, Pete?
I think now these past 4-5 minutes off the clock, the Cadets and the Rams have both started slowing down. I think both of them, the first 4 minutes of the game looked like they were coming out really fast, really hard, wanting to get on top of things. And that kind of wasn't playing to either of their game plans. But now we've really seen the past 2 to 3 possessions of each one, they are slowing it down, working into their game plan. So it should be an interesting one as long as both teams can keep on it.
As we prepare to resume play, we want to thank another one of our newest sponsors here on the Cadet Student Network, and that is Mercy Sports Medicine. Mercy's ranked as a top-tier Catholic health system nationally. They offer the highest quality health care for students and their families. We certainly know that firsthand here at CBC. Athletic trainer Kristen Jeans and the team at Mercy take great care of our cadet student athletes. So to learn more, visit mercy.net. 4:22 to go on the clock as we resume play. It will be MICDS ball, and back there with it will be number 9, Ryan Thompson. Cadets get set. They're going to press him high. That was Egan.
Put him out the sideline.
I think we're going to have to rely on the height difference between Egan and Huber to tell us the difference.
Try to teach the attackmen to ride well and push them out the side, but they're more focused on scoring goals.
There are worse problems to have with your attackman. Here's Bundy with the left. He cuts inside. Pass there finds Gaines. And we're getting a whistle going. Ward, I believe.
I think it was, he got his stick checked out, little yard sale action, then he went to pick up his stick, but the ball was still in there, so I think it was a plain without the stick call, maybe.
Fact is, here's Blake Bellinger with the right. Pass inside, quick shot. Good idea, Joe Huber trying to pull the trigger really quick. He does, but right at number 13, Joe McGuire, who makes a nice save. So good opportunity for the Cadets, but Joe Huber unable to convert from the doorstep.
Yeah, good fast and furious play there. Unfortunately, the Cadets could not turn it into a point. And no one picking up there.
No, that was Graham Bundy.
Graham Bundy, I think he got pipe on that one.
And now the Cadets in transition, John Cody. Still John Cody. Passes it around behind. On the door, oh, wow. Huber can't quite fire
Another
in.
good look, another great save by MICDS keeper.
Another great look. That was Tim Pachorky with the opportunity. So right now, Joe McGuire for MICDS having himself a wonderful first quarter. You got to say Casagrande's looked very good too. Not much he could have done about either of the goals conceded. And now MICDS. Bundy Gaines. Or Gaines Bundy. Graham Bundy's name is listed with the first and last name swapped, so we may have been messing that one up.
I believe there's 2 Gundys on the team.
So, yes, Graham and Gaines.
Graham and Gaines. Yes.
Now, somebody not named Bundy. This is Hunter Varley, and he loses it. And now we got a long pole going on the attack. Is he going to try to take the shot every long pole dreams of? No. He is going to pass it off to Mon Ford. And that was Mon Ford. He passes it off. And do we get a shot here? Cutting inside. We got the attackman. Swim move. Cut back. Carpenter. Carpenter with the right hand. He's going to let fly, and that is a goal. Man, that is a rip. And there is no way that Mitch Casagrande could have seen that one before it was in the back of the net. Good shot from Carpenter, and the Rams take a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, I think Welford could have done a lot more with that earlier when he had the ball, but he was just getting really fancy in and out, doing swims all over. But I guess he just wanted to see, test the CBC defense, maybe.
It's early in the game. I wouldn't be surprised to see him pull the trigger doing that a little bit later. 1:43 to go here in the first period. 3-1 Rams. Goals from Niedringhouse, Welford, and Carpenter at 1 apiece. Jack Egan with the lone goal for the Cadets. And MICDS comes away with the faceoff. And still, number 24, Nico Feldman. Should be more specific with the Feldmans. Nico Feldman, the faceoff man. Alex Feldman, the attackman, number 40. Now Niedringhouse with the right. Decides not to shoot, and he's going to go back up to the top and resume. And short pole on Niedringhouse. This is not what you want. Be marked by Bellinger. Good slide there.
Pick up.
Wonderful pickup there by Zach Brown. I was just talking about you don't want a short pole on him. Zach Brown recognized the mismatch, came out, and dealt with it. But here's Ryan Thompson now.
He's got some speed. He might be dangerous from back there at X.
Gonna have to see some quick feet here from Carlos Moreno to keep up with him.
Whoa,
Ball
big
inside.
spin.
Ooh.
Good inside spin.
That was wonderful inside spin there from Tom Niedringhouse. We got Niedringhouses all over the place too. So that was Tom Niedringhouse, number 22. We got Graham Bundy, number 1, and have to keep those straight.
Good save on that question mark.
Here's another one. That time, Casagrande is equal to the low shot.
Uh-oh.
Right on the doorstep,
Hooked up
Niedringhouse,
dirty.
goal. And there is a Cadet down, which didn't help things. They're going to award the goal. You can see Casagrande's frustrations as there is a Cadet player down.
Can't tell a number on that yet. Looks like it might be Moreno. It is, I believe. Yep. Carlos Moreno.
So he's jogging off, which is a good sign. Looks like maybe a hip.
He's holding the hip or the
groin, maybe.
Groin, the gut, somewhere in there.
19.3 seconds to go here in this first quarter. The Cadets really needing to bounce back from a little bit of a dominant 5 minutes from MICDS. Not a whole lot of clear-cut Cadet chances in that time, maybe one or two. You know, the doorstep shot from Huber that was saved, but that's about it. And could MICDS be in again? Almost. They're fortunate Alex Feldman didn't pick that one up, but it is picked up by Mitch Casagrande with 6 seconds to go. He's going to heave it. Why not? Oh, and the drop there.
It by Eleanor, I believe.
Chase Eleanor. Face-off guy can't pull it down. And you see a frustrated little slam of the ball there from Eleanor. As we go into the end of the first quarter, 4-1 in favor of MICDS. Now, we've mentioned TJ's, we've mentioned Mercy, we've mentioned Tim Kylo. We also want to thank Milliken Wright Law Firm for their support of the Cadet Student Network. When you need an attorney, you want someone you can count on to protect your legal rights. The attorneys at Milliken Wright are here for you. Brian Milliken and CBC grad Chris Wright have fiercely represented the injured and accused in civil and criminal cases in the St. Louis metropolitan area for more than 15 years. Call Brian and Chris at 314-621-0622 or find Milliken Wright online at www.millikenwright.com. Milliken Wright will fight for you. And speaking of fighting, the Cadets have a little bit of a fight on their hands in order to get back in this game at this point. Of course, 3 goals can be scored in lacrosse in a quick period of time. But I think the second quarter demands a response, don't you, Pete?
Yes, it does. We started our game playing a little bit, and then MICDS started their game. We were playing a little slow. We were playing fast early, got a little slow, settling in, and then MICDS kind of found their trigger, found their key, and started turning on from
there. Is there something you're seeing defensively the Cadets can do to maybe try to stifle some of these shooting opportunities that MICDS has had increasingly over the span of the first period?
Yeah, I don't think we've had some guys going early on slides, but they just got to be careful on going and leaving another man open. So just watch the slides, time up your slides right, and do them with a purpose.
Players are ready, as are we. It'll be Chase Eleanor again going up against Nico Feldman on the faceoff. Eleanor has been struggling to keep up with Feldman on the faceoffs. I think the whole story can be told by the 2 procedure calls Eleanor has.
Procedure.
Yeah, right after the first one. That's a testament to how fast Nico Feldman is on the faceoff. When you got a guy jumping all over the place against you. You talk about it in football with the linemen, you know, when you get a defensive lineman jumping all the time, or an offensive lineman jumping all the time to try to match a pass rusher. It's a compliment. Same thing on the faceoff. And now behind. This is Niedringhaus. Niedringhaus zigzagging around.
There's one of those doubles by CBC. That was a good timed one, and we recovered off of it.
And ball up top. This is Graham Bundy. Graham Bundy behind. Now Alex Feldman. Alex Feldman probing again. We've seen this before. He's just looking for his opening. Now Niedringhaus. Niedringhaus with the shot. Sails wide, and MICDS is going to keep this one. Good job chasing it down by number 3.
Who's that?
Player not on the roster.
Brown on a good lift there as he came around to take that shot. We had CBC defender had a good lift on his arms.
Now Jared Huber going the other way. Losing a shoe. No, who lost a shoe?
Stick. He's got to stop playing.
Oh, that was not a shoe. That was the MICDS players. That was Graham Bundy's stick, head of it. I was trying to see who was running around in a sock. And coming the other way. Pass in space. You got MICDS goal. Number 8. That was Henry Gillis. So Gillis with a goal. And that makes it 5-1. Again, not what you want if you are the Cadets. We saw a good job defensively to shut down the initial shot there from, I believe it was Tom Niederinghaus. But then in transition, the Cadets caught with numbers kind of all over the place, no real organization at the back for the Cadets on the counter. And that's an easy goal for a talented MICDS team.
Yeah, they've gotten a few of their goals on these transitions, the majority of them possibly, I believe, and that's what CBC needs to be looking out for.
So 5-1 at the start of the second quarter. 10 minutes to go before halftime. The Cadets in need of something good here. Pass in front. Ooh, a little shovel shot goes wide. That was a nice idea there from Harry Welford.
Good idea. Low probably is scoring on that kind of thing.
Now Feldman gets in there
Pushes him
way
in.
too waved off. He was in the crease.
In the crease.
Got to say, good recovery there by CBC because he was in on the crease way too easily.
And that just takes a little nudge from CBC's defender to get that call. And then there's a bad clearing pass. So MICDS gets the ball right back.
Feldman, Ryan Thompson. Over to the far side for Gaines Bundy. And that one is high and wide. Misses a photographer. I think a lacrosse ball is hard to spot for a player. Imagine looking through a viewfinder at somebody else. Dangerous sport to photograph, I will say. The Cadets will start behind their own cage with Blake Bellinger.
He's just going to run it.
Yep, use the speed.
One of the things that they use Blake for on the clears is get the ball to Blake because he's fast and he's shifty. He just cleared that 80 yards up the field.
I'd need to come off after that one.
Yes, but Blake's been on there and playing a lot tonight, which maybe means that we've been on defense too much.
Perhaps. Busier night than it should be for your transition guy. Ooh, pass in front doesn't quite pan out. Over here, this is Jack Egan, the lone goal scorer for the Cadets. Missed a lot of last season with the knee injury. Did learn how to juggle on the sidelines, which was impressive. But he's back doing what he's best at. Ooh, and he just went down. That's not good. That might have been his knee again. You hope it wasn't. But Jack Egan's going to get some medical attention. Just kind of buckled underneath him. And we talked about the knee injury last year. He throws the helmet, he knows. And that would be a loss for CBC. Not only is he a talented player, not only is he a key member of that first line attack, but also just the kind of kid you want around your team all the time.
Yeah, great kid, great student in the classroom, great student around school, great teammate to have.
So certainly hope for the best from Jack Egan, or for Jack Egan. He's going to get helped off. You can see the frustration in Jack's body language. 8:49 to go in this second quarter as they help Jack off the field. And we get ready to resume. We talked about the transition. In the first quarter, the transition was something that both teams kind of wanted to avoid. And is it simply a matter of MICDS has done a better job avoiding the transition game? Avoiding being on the receiving end of it? Is that simple? What's causing all these transition opportunities for MICDS, whereas CBC hasn't had the same kind of success?
Well, that's one of the things from last year's game is that last year MICDS did a very good job of shutting down CBC's transitions, shutting down their clears from defense back to offense. And tonight, it's kind of going the same way. CBC is not doing the greatest job transitioning. MICDS is doing a good job stopping it. And that was one of the key elements of this game, was being able for CBC to get the transition game going on their behalf.
I have a feeling that at this point, that will be part of the halftime talk. Good save by Casagrande on the shot from, that was number 34, Harry Welford. But we do have a flag down. It'll be Carlos Moreno making his way out. Now, the plus side is that it means Carlos Moreno's okay if he's back out there at all. Remember, he hobbled off a little earlier.
Yeah, but so Jack Egan will have the same result.
Let's hope. 8:20 to go. This is Graham Bundy around behind for Niederinghaus. We need a shooting opportunity here. Again, this is the goal of the extra man situation. Pass the ball around as quickly as you can. Try to keep CBC sliding. Wait till that crease opens up. You'll see a lot of these attackmen and middies cutting in and then moving back out, trying to draw their man out of position to create a passing lane. MICDS does a nice job to retain. And so far, they're looking solid on the extra man situation. Lacrosse equivalent of a power play.
Yeah,
and now
quick movement.
Yeah, and that's a shot. You expect him to score with that kind of time. Just a little slow getting to him, it looked like.
Yeah, he was.
Tony Marbs.
Yeah, MICS, he held that ball, took a cradle or two, and that should be enough time for the defense to catch up to him, slide over to him. But CBC was a little slow on.
And you criticize Marbs for maybe not getting out to him and getting in his face a little bit faster. But at the same time, that's exactly what Niederinghaus is hoping you'll do. Notice he showed the shot really early. He was either trying to say, are you going to come? And if not, I'm going to rip it. Or if you are, that's going to open a passing lane and I can cut it across the far post. So you're kind of on an island out there if you're a long pole in that situation against a player of the talent of Graham Bundy.
Yeah. And basically, when there ever is a man up, man down situation in lacrosse, it should always be a goal for the man up team, regardless.
Yep. And we get a timeout here. Appears to have been called by MICDS. And again, they've got a 6-1 lead. Looking to see over there if I can see how ably or at all Jack Egan is moving on the bench. Can't see too much. Looks like he's sitting down if I'm seeing correctly. But 7.5 to go here in this second quarter. 6-1 in favor of the Rams. Cadet fans, are you protected? You'll want to call State Farm agent and CBC alum Tim Kylo for all your insurance needs. Tim is more than just the best insurance guy in town. He's also the presenting sponsor of CSN, and we are incredibly grateful for his support. Call Tim at 314-842-4442 or send him an email at tim@timkylo, that's KILO.com.
All right. I believe my son Johnny's watching at home, saying hi, Dad. So hi, Johnny. I have to give a shout out to my wife. It was our anniversary.
I was going to say,
2 days ago.
Happy belated
3 days
anniversary.
ago. It was my birthday yesterday.
Happy belated birthday.
Hey,
Anything
thanks,
else
Tom.
I missed?
No, but
Happy belated Tuesday, I guess.
I guess my wife, she's probably not too happy with me right now doing this, but I love her regardless. So, sorry, Emily. But thanks.
Emily, thanks for sharing them with us. I'm going to mostly stay out of this situation, but I will thank you for sharing them with us.
You should. So that was our quick timeout talk. Here we go. Back to the game.
So what's going on in those huddles? If you are, we'll start with MICDS. What are you saying? Keep it up?
I think
Keep doing what you're doing?
MICDS called that timeout. So, yeah, I didn't see what happened exactly on field right before the timeout. I don't know if there's a potential loss of possession of the ball, but that might have been what it is. But taking timeout up 5 goals with 7 minutes left.
I don't think you're changing too much.
No.
But for CBC, good opportunity to check in. Probably talk a little bit about composure, a little bit about finishing the half. Anything else going on in that huddle?
Yeah, offense, CBC's offense, their attack, probably got a good talk from Coach Garsha and Garlick about with their new attackman and with Egan sitting out about what they want them to do.
And backing off up top is Graham Bundy. Alex Feldman thinks about the shot, thinks better of it. Good footwork there by the defenseman. He gets the shot off anyway. He had almost no space to fire that. John Cody was all over him, and he still lets that one fly.
Is it Tim Schaeffler, 27? Yeah, Tim was
27, not 17.
Yeah.
So that was Tim
Schaeffler.
Schaeffler.
He was playing them really well, playing them really tight, but just one quick turn by was it Feldman who said?
That was Alex Feldman.
And he Just turned on it and got it, and Mitch did not see it coming.
There's something to be said for just raw talent in terms of Alex Feldman.
Yes, there's a timeout CBC, but
maybe this is where we get the continued composure talk. So 7-1 is your score with 6.5 to go here in this second quarter. If you are a CBC, halftime can't come quickly enough. And if you are MICDS, you're enjoying a little bit of a jaunt on a beautiful spring Wednesday evening during Holy Week. I gotta say, it's been a busy few weeks at CBC. Hope all of our students are at home enjoying their break. Of course, getting a break for selling their raffle tickets today. CBC students, in an effort to support their classmates and offset the cost of tuition to keep CBC affordable, CBC students raised over $289,000 to help their brothers be able to afford CBC. So congratulations to all the young men who earned yesterday and today and tomorrow off by selling their raffle tickets. You did everything you can do to make sure CBC is as affordable as possible to as many young men as possible. So congratulations, boys, on your ticket sales, and we hope you're enjoying your break. So 6.5 to go. We're getting an update that Jack Egan has injured the other knee. It is not the knee that he had previously injured, so I suppose there's two ways to look at that, but we don't know any more than that, so of course we're not going to speculate.
Right. Hopefully the extent is not as bad as it was last year.
And they're working on him over there. And coming in, this is Sant. Alex Feldman. Graham Bundy. A few changes for both teams. And now Alex Feldman. MICDS in no rush here.
No, they're just looking to set their game up, and they've got a comfortable lead right now, so they're just going to toss around and make sure they get the best opening.
Thompson to his right. Passes it down low for Sant. Correction, Carpenter.
Here might be an over and back call.
And it is going CBC's way.
Yep, got out of bounds.
These are the opportunities you'd love to start taking advantage of. 5.5 minutes before half. Goals have been known to be scored in that time period. And here come the Cadets.
Good look.
Quick shot. Good stick check there by the backtracking. I believe that was number 15, Blake Glover, for MICDS.
Yeah, the Cadet just held his stick out there a little bit too long, and he got blessed by that stick check of MICDS.
Yep. Got to keep it close to the vest just a little bit longer. Now Graham Bundy. Now up top, this is number 5, Gaines Bundy. Still trying to keep these numbers straight. We've got MICDS's roster on a smartphone here, so trying to do our scrolling and zooming. Schaeffler around behind.
After that big save by Mitch, now we got to clear the ball.
A little panicked in the clearances CBC has been so far.
Not handling it. This could be trouble.
Yes. This is not a team you want to be handing possession to. Alex Feldman's going to let fly, and that is a goal. He doesn't miss from there. So again, Feldman puts one away, makes it 8-1 in favor of the Rams. And you just have to be better than that. It's got to be morale killing for Mitch Casagrande to make a save like he made, a solid technical save, the kind of save that can reassure everybody, and then have the defense kind of botch the clearance and hand it right to no less than Alex Feldman.
That was a big failed transition, big failed clear by the Cadets. And unfortunately, that is one of the things that Coach Silva had mentioned earlier today before the game, is that we can't lose those clears and those transitions like we did last year against MICDS.
Nico Feldman wins the faceoff, but the cruel thing about that is, of course, that the more MICDS senses that, and they're very aware of the problem CBC has with the clearances, they're going to put more and more pressure on these long poles as they try to clear, and a lot of times that problem can spiral out of control if you're not careful about it.
Yep.
We get a couple flags here.
Flags. I think there was some sort of illegal push or so from behind over on the sideline during that. So CBC will be man down.
Yeah, they're going to get one of the cadet middies. I don't know about you, Pete. My eyes are not good to pick up a yellow number on a white jersey from what's got to be about 150 yards here.
I think I see a 4 in there.
That narrows it down. Could be Zach Brown, 14. And now the Rams working it around.
I'm going to go with Zach Brown if that's a 4.
Graham Bundy. Again, extra man opportunity for MICDS. Alex Feldman goes stick side, and there's not much Mitch Casagrande can do about that one. So Feldman gets his hat trick. That is a 3rd goal for Alex Feldman. Niedringhouse has 1, Welford has 1, Carpenter has 1, Gillis has 1, and now Feldman with 3. So good game and a strong MVP candidate in Alex Feldman. We do want to thank you for joining us. You're watching Lacrosse on the Cadet Student Network. My name is Tom Eichwald, bringing you the game alongside Mr. Pete Genovese, CBC freshman lacrosse coach, and also CBC science teacher. Sant with the right hand coming in. He's going to pass it around to X. That is Niedringhouse. Now Alex Feldman. 3:20 to go in this first half that can't seem to end for CBC.
It seems like it's been getting longer and longer as the seconds tick down, which doesn't make sense, but...
Well, as a science teacher, you know time is relative. It tends to change,
right.
Either at very high speeds as you approach the speed of light, or as you are losing by more and more. Those are the conditions, right?
Can't be negative, though.
No.
It's always going forwards.
Unless, we're not going to go there.
Don't go there. We'll have to get other science teacher Alan Sater in on that conversation.
Oh, yes.
If you want to go to that.
First, we got to make sure we really want to have that conversation. That is a goal from number 34. That is Harry Welford. So Welford gets his 2nd of the game. So Welford now has 2, joining Alex Feldman in the multiple goals club. Obviously, not quite the first half CBC had hoped for. We will take a bit of a break during halftime so we can catch our breath, maybe get the scoop on what all is going on here. But in the meantime, we'll maybe talk a little bit about what you can do when you're 9 goals down. It can't be game over. We've seen 10 goals scored in one half already tonight. It can be done again, just by a different team maybe. So what are you talking about as you approach halftime, as you get to halftime, as a coach? How do you deal with this situation of guys who are just kind of feeling like everything they're doing is just, kind of failing them?
I think they want
that might be too harsh, but
yeah, they want to keep it positive though. Focus on the good things they're doing. Obviously, you're going to point out what's not happening well, what we are not doing right defensively and offensively. But yeah, keep it positive. Focus on that good stuff that you're doing, but just point out those little, because I think it looks like a lot of little mistakes by the Cadets are adding up to a large goal differential.
And, of course, cruel, but that's sports. But a great opportunity early in the season to really have, when you go up against a team like MICDS, the mistakes you make are exposed. And a lot of them that you would get away with in many other games, if not most other games, you don't get away with against an MICDS. So it's a great opportunity fairly early in a season. You mentioned trying to see where both teams stand. You want to see the positive. You want to kind of make a statement. But you also want to get a good gauge of where we can improve, what do we need to focus on in practice week in, week out.
Oh, yeah, because there's a very high possibility of these teams meeting again in the postseason in a quarterfinal or semifinal matchup or finals matchup. So these are, It's just the game, and that was some good movement by Bellinger across. Couldn't be handled. Pass was a little low.
Yeah, Tyler Cordova couldn't pull that one in. And it looks like Jack Egan will not be returning to the game.
No, I think he might be
on his way to get his knee looked at.
Yep.
Kind of getting the scoop from the Egan family sitting in front of us. We certainly wish Jack well. Clock ticks down below 2 minutes. Now, Gaines Bundy leaves it for Harry Welford. Welford with the left. And that one is high and wide. Good job by the Cadets at taking away his preferred hand, taking away that right hand, forcing him on the left. One of those little things you don't always see, but doing a good job defensively on that occasion. Saying if you're going to beat us, you're going to beat us with the weak hand. Now Niedringhaus up top for Gaines Bundy again. Gaines Bundy around the right side. He's going to pass it in front. Niedringhaus, crease violation. You could see the idea. Niedringhaus was trying to get a kind of a flying quick stick on that.
A little too fancy for the sport of lacrosse, in my opinion.
But that's what makes Sports Center, Pete.
Oh, yeah.
Looks great if it goes in.
Ooh.
And pass into the middle there under duress from Luke Capizzi. Only finds a red shirt. Under a minute now for the Cadets. Clock's ticking down toward a much-needed break. Alex Feldman takes the pressure from Capizzi, shrugs it off. Sant can't pull in the pass. Now 30 seconds on the clock. And MICDS will hold for last shot. They're in no rush to fire this ball on net. Niedringhaus takes some major pressure, and he's going to pass it up top to reset. Now, Gaines Bundy, a cradling accident. Ball slips out. Now in transition.
Chances, 2 seconds.
Might as well fire one from Luke Capizzi. Nope, he's not going to get the shot off. We will go to halftime 10-1 in favor of the Rams of MICDS. We're going to take a little bit of a break in the booth. When we come back, we will have second half lacrosse action for you here. You are watching the Cadet Student Network. Welcome back, everybody. We hope you enjoyed your halftime break. You are back in the Tim Kylo broadcast booth at W. Michael Ross 66 Stadium, getting set for the second half of CBC versus MICDS. And if you're wearing the purple and gold, you're certainly hoping for a very different half. This one starts out 10-1 in favor of the Rams of MICDS. It's been a very good performance from the Rams. Have to say, they've been solid top to bottom. From the Cadets, it's been those kind of little mistakes that add up, being slow on a slide, allowing somebody to beat you on a transition, those sorts of things that have really seen them in some difficult situations here. I'm not going to say undone because we're a long way from that yet, but a lot of little mistakes punished very, very cruelly by this Ram team. One of which is the face-offs. The MICDS has had the advantage on face-offs. CBC does come away with that one. And now going the other way, this is Moreno. Moreno takes a shot, goal! Carlos Moreno getting CBC off and running in this second half. Was talking about needing to be better in transition and on face-offs. We got both of them there. Long pole midi, correction, getting the goal. Carlos Moreno. Actually, long pole, not even long pole midi. Can't ask for a much better way to start the half, can you, Pete?
That was good. Unfortunately, I did not witness it because I was trying to tweet out the score and tell people that are followers of CBC Lacrosse to check out the rest of the game on the Cadet Student Network, cbccsn.com.
Here come the Cadets again. Ben Aschel. Shot comes in just wide. That shot fired by Hunter Varley. The Cadets hungry for goals here as we start this second half. Of course, Pete, long day for you. You got coaching, you got updating Twitter, you've got announcing, you've got roster gathering.
I did my taxes today, yes.
Whoa.
It was a long day.
It is. Hopefully this game has slightly better returns for you than Now, that joke didn't really pan out as well as I had planned. Anyway, 11:14 to go in this game. Or in this quarter, that is.
I'm happy with my return.
That's good. Will the Cadets be after an energetic second half?
Ooh,
Shot fired wide. That was number 5, Tyler Cordova.
Tito. They call him Tito down there on the team.
Oh.
I'm not sure exactly why, but Tito. And he took that, dropped it sidearm, pulled it to the right. Maybe he should have gone over the top like he's like they're taught when they're young. Here comes Bellinger fast.
And that one's saved. Good save there by McGuire. But right at the stick, gotta say. So the Cadets starting the second half off with a good energy. You need to keep doing that if you are the Cadets, but you also need to start being solid on these defensive situations. You can't let Sant beat you like that. You need to be really solid here. You can lose a lot of momentum. Okay, you get the goals, you get some shots, they come down a quick goal. All of a sudden, it's deflating. So the Cadets really need to be solid. These first few defensive stands in this quarter are vital to your chances of getting back into this game.
Yeah, CBC really needs to come out and be strong here. We got Patty Downey in goal. Mitch is played the first half. Mitch Casagrande is out. Patty Downey Jr. is in.
Well, I think Mitch played a whole game and a half, basically. Very busy in that first half. Patty Downey gathers. And this is an area where the Cadets have been weak, and again, they give it away. This is Graham Bundy. Graham Bundy shoots wide. Again, the Cadets really, really need to be better and a little bit more careful in those outlet passes. That was Downey's first pass of the game. We'll give him one to ease into it.
Yeah,
but
he had the look there, but it was just a little bit low, and his teammate was just a little bit covered. There's a push with no call. Wow, interesting. Could have been a push from behind, push with possession, a simple push and cadet ball, but there was no call there.
Graham Bundy up top. Got it in the left hand, switches to the right. He's going to fire one. That is off of somebody's stick, I think, and straight down. I hope it was somebody's stick and not just somebody.
It was the arm of Zach Brown.
That's why they give you pads. And Alex Feldman passes inside. Good backdoor cut in there. And still getting a shot away. That's impressive from Harry Welford.
Yeah, that's another thing that MICDS has been doing. We just keep seeing that where They move the ball around the outside, and they get one guy that creeps in right into the middle, gets that opening, gets a quick look, and they're good to make a quick pass right into the middle and have an opportunity.
Shot from Gaines Bundy. Good save by Downey. That's a fantastic save. A lot of bodies to see that one through. Outlet pass connects. And now the Cadets are off and running. This is Huber. Jared Huber, not John. Got to keep the Huber straight. Something I could never do in the classroom.
Yeah, Jared and Joe, twin brothers.
Now for the Cadets, Pierce Reiling. Reiling cuts inside, onto the right hand.
Good recovery defense by MICDS there. Got right onto the hands of
Braden McCarthy.
Yes.
And now MICDS coming the other way. Under 8 to go. We've seen one long pole goal. I don't think we're going to see another one. Around behind. Niedringhaus. Again, you see the movement around the outside by MICDS. The man inside right now, Gaines Bundy. He's on the crease. But that motion inside has generally come from GLE or behind it. Shot botched there by Niedringhaus, I think. Could have been a save, but I think it just kind of got caught in the strings a little bit and went into the ground. But it will be MICDS ball. Graham Bundy bringing it in. CBC's got to be alert. Bundy goes low. Good stick in the passing lane there. Shot comes in, again wide. The Cadets kind of up against the wall here. Brandon Zamuda, the one who intercepted the pass there.
They gave that ball back to MICDS. That was a questionable. I don't think Welford was behind. I think it was.
Well, and even if MICDS doesn't score here, they will feel that it's job done for them. CBC really needed to keep that pedal down and allowing long possessions, and great save again by Petty Downey. This is where you got to bring the energy back. Don't get lulled into sleep. Don't let MICDS slow the game down and dictate the pace. You have to lay claim to this game.
Yeah, it was a great inside dodge from behind for MICDS, and an even better save by Downey to bring it back CBC's way.
And Varley going the other way. We got a whistle. Is it offsides? I think it was offsides. Somebody wasn't back. So a breakdown in communication. Again, we talk about simple mistakes. That's one of them. MICDS looking to break quick. And I don't think, no? Nah, now they'll slow it down. This is all they really need here. Gaines Bundy using CBC's own defense as a pick. Niedringhaus, he's around behind. 6 minutes to go in this third quarter. Now Carpenter. Up top. That is Jack Sant. Another good save by Patty Downey. Man, he's been impressive since coming on. The Cadets are off and running.
Yeah, good split dodge there by Welford, I believe, and then Patty stood large.
Yeah, and Joe Huber's pass across doesn't find its target. And goaltender flips it out to the dropping midi. And now Gaines Bundy off and running. 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in this third quarter. Cadets now trailing 10-2, thanks to a goal right off of the faceoff. Right off the second half faceoff from Carlos Moreno.
Yeah, another part of the game. How long did CBC possess the ball on their offensive side of the field there? About 5 to 10 seconds where.
Well, and that's one thing if you're getting good looks and quick possessions. But when you're getting quick possession followed by a turnover, you're allowing MICDS to have the luxury of biding their time and waiting for decent shooting opportunities, and they don't miss when they get too many shooting opportunities. It's been Patty Downey. I mean, if he's not making a couple of those saves, you know, one or two of them are routine, it could very easily be 12-2 right now or 12-1.
So here we we go with MICDS again being, here comes a loose one,
Yep.
get it and go.
Graham Bundy couldn't pull it in, so this is Jared Huber. Crosses one man up. He
Use the
crosses one
wheels.
Bundy. Gets squared up by the other.
Between two. It's hard to go between two guys with a long pole like that.
That it is. Zach Brown tried it.
Yep.
Effort points.
There's a flag. I believe that's against CBC.
That is frustrating. I don't think Brown realized that he had Bellinger breaking on this near side wide open. If instead of trying to beat two men, he had just checked out, found the quick pass, it would have been Bellinger bearing down on McGuire's goal. But that doesn't happen. So it will be another extra man opportunity for MICDS. Haven't kept all the stats on this, but I don't think they've let one go by without taking advantage.
I believe.
We'll say our stats guy's on break.
He is for the next 15 minutes and 54 seconds.
And also for most of the other broadcasts we've done, yes. And the shot doesn't come in from Welford. Again, working it around the outside. We've seen this on extra man opportunities. And CBC takes over. This is Ben Ashel. He's going to think better of trying to take on the whole team by himself. Pass all the way across. Now this is that Bellinger over there?
It's
No.
Cody, it looks like, from his running style.
Yep. John Cody, number 17.
His running style and his tights kind of give it away.
Yeah, the padded tights, something we didn't have when we played.
Yeah, I still, jury's out on those.
I don't think the jury is out for you, Pete. I think the jury is in, actually. I think the jury has issued a verdict.
Yeah, jury, yeah. For me, the verdict is in.
And we get a timeout here. A little bit more positive for CBC, but at the same time, that long spell of possession you allow for MICDS eats up a lot of clock, and what looked like a lot of initial momentum for the Cadets has ticked down to 2 minutes and 52 seconds. On the plus side, you haven't conceded a goal yet in this half. That's good. They've had opportunities. Patty Downey has been spectacular back there. But you still need a little bit more going forward. You need to give your attackmen a little bit more time. It can't be as frantic up top. If you're going to play the transition game, that's fine. But realize that playing the transition game and not getting the goals is playing right in MICDS's hands, because then they get to go the other way and set it up like they want to do. So for CBC, I think it's got to be a little bit more disciplined, a little bit more composed, a little bit calmer. You can keep the intensity up, but you got to have the awareness to go with it.
Yeah, I think the boys did play a lot better this quarter, as you said.
And we've started to see some little things go right. We've seen some double teams work. We've seen some, we've seen the ball get stripped from the Ram players. We've seen passing lanes shut down. We've seen those little things that coaches that are watching at home are noticing. And that's what you have to do to get back in this game. So I think, regardless of what happens, I think if you're the coaching staff for CBC, this is one of those games you can look at. Let's look at the scoreline in the second half at the end of this as a better gauge of where these two teams stand in relation to each other. Shot comes in. Saved by McGuire. I don't think he moved. Just right in the stick from Michael Hogan, I believe. And now around that far side. This is Sant. Cuts inside. Ashel does a nice job of driving him back wide. Into the game, again, the number 3 that is not on the roster. Perhaps JV player that's up for the game. And the clock hits 2 minutes to go in this third quarter. Things seeming to move fairly quick here in this second half, a lot quicker than in the first. And that one's going to go out of bounds. It'll be another it will be MICDS ball. It was off a white. Somebody tipped it, apparently.
Yeah.
And MICDS starts with it behind the cage. See Alex Feldman telling everybody to get wide. Let's spread this. Take a little more time. Give ourselves a little bit of room to run and also stretch out that CBC defense. Don't let them clump up in the middle and shut things down. Gaines Bundy. Number 3. And good job by Niedringhaus to pull that one back in. Now Wellman.
We got Tony Marbs in there on number 3. That number 3 was pulled up.
A little bit of a height mismatch there. Gaines Bundy up top. And there's the shot from Sant. And that is a goal. So good rip from Jack Sant. That's his first goal of the game. You can see the strategy. Get CBC spread out. Then start kind of bringing them in. Yep. Let CBC sink in. Wait for that backdoor pass and catch them. And
yeah, Gaines Bundy went dodging in towards the pipe, low on the crease, and got CBC's defense collapsed. Popped it right back out.
And Sant had a wide open shot.
Wide open. There's been a lot of that from MICDS for their the majority of their 11 goals.
And procedure going against MICDS this time. So CBC will start with it. Here's Capizzi. Luke Capizzi around the right side. Under a minute to go in this third quarter. Really could use something positive to end this quarter on. Again, keeping the second half scoring tactic in mind, we have a 1-1 game here in this third quarter. Maybe get a late goal, win the third quarter, take the positive into the fourth, see what happens. I think that's kind of what you have at this point.
Heavy pressure on Braden McCarthy in the corner.
And McCarthy loses the ball. Got to say, nice defensive work there by Ross Buchman. And now the Cadets, 15 seconds to go. Blake Bellinger bearing down on goal. 10 seconds.
Just have one, Blake.
He's going to let one rip. Goal! Blake Bellinger scores one with 8.5 to go in this third quarter. And that's big. Again, you've got the lead now in this third quarter. That's a positive. You're looking for positives you can take from this game. You know, could CBC come back and tie or win this game? They absolutely could. It's not out of the question in lacrosse. If you're new to the sport, a lot can happen in a short period of time. But the more likely scenario is that you're looking for positives. You're looking to see, okay, let's go. We had a warm-up half. We got the kinks out. Let's really see how we stack up against MICDS, whatever the final score sheet's going to say. And right now it says 2-1 CBC.
Exactly. I mean, it very well could have taken a whole half for CBC to work the nerves out against a powerful MICDS team that's been dominant in the state for the past 3 years, 3-time
well, and you never
state champs.
You never know. Always tough to play a game on a day where you don't go to school because your routine's a little bit different. Yep. It might take a little while to ease into a game. But with that, we end the third quarter and get ready for fourth quarter action. My name is Tom Eichwald, and alongside me, Pete Genovese, bringing you Cadet Lacrosse. Cadet fans, do you know a grade school student who might be a future cadet? Please encourage him to pay us a visit and experience CBC for himself. Contact our admissions office at 314-985-6095 to schedule a tour of CBC or a shadow visit. And do not forget that 7th grade shadowing is now available. Just call Melissa Ryan at 314-985-6095. Spend a day with us and experience what CBC is all about. Other things you should remember is that CBC offers so much more than sports. You'll want to catch our theater performances, band and vocal concert, academic events, so much more right here on CSN. Log on anytime to see all the great things happening here at CBC, from the classroom to the court, from the field to the stage. If it's happening on at CBC, you will find it on CSN. So 12 minutes to go here. 11-3 the score. Goals for CBC for Egan, Bellinger, and Moreno. And for MICDS, goals for Niedringhaus, Carpenter, Gillis, and Sant, 1 goal apiece. 2 goals for Welford, and 3, the leading scorer in the game, to Feldman. That is Alex Feldman. Nico Feldman doing a nice job on the faceoffs, but no goals for him. And as we get set, CBC again in the white going left to right across your screen, and MICDS in the maroon, burgundy. I'm not sure what they call their red. Of course, every school takes pride in their colors.
I've never really thought about
it's got to be something.
What they call it. Maroon and white?
That sounds good to me.
Good enough.
It's really more red than maroon. Anyway, we're going to stop. We're off and running. MICDS gathers. That was Nico Feldman. Now finds Alex Welford. Correction, that's Alex. I'm looking at the wrong roster. It is Alex Feldman, not Welford.
Feldman, 40, Welford,
34.
34, yeah. MICS likes the high numbers.
They do.
There's a good bat.
Nice job by Brandon Zamuda getting around the backside and checking that one out. And the Cadets
Easy.
can't keep it in. Good diving effort there. Going right into the soccer goal and getting a stick caught.
Easy.
Yep.
He scored himself.
I don't think they count that one, Pete.
No, unfortunately not.
I think the rules changed a few years
Scoreboard
ago on
still
that,
says
right?
3.
Yeah. We'll send a note to the scoreboard people just to make sure that rule hasn't changed. 10:44 to go in this game. Here comes a good save,
Another good save
by Patty Downey. That
again.
that time he robbed Graham Bundy.
And we're seeing the same kind of thing. CBC is not transitioning out. MICS is getting the ball in on offense, possessing, looking for the openings. We'll get an opportunity to get it out, but we're just not able to cross the midfield.
All right. Here is Carpenter. Carpenter has it knocked loose. That was by Jared Huber. Shot wide, easily chased down by Niedringhaus. And with slightly more effort, eventually will be chased down by a ball boy. I don't see any down there. Taking the rest of the evening off. Zach Brown ends up on the turf, and this will be a CBC ball going out.
No, we just lined up extra balls along the end lines and the sidelines. No ball boys needed, like soccer.
What if you run out?
The refs will tell the bench to tell someone to get some out there.
That base is covered.
All right, let's see if the Cadets can have a good run at it here on their offensive possession.
So far, scoreless in the fourth quarter.
Oh, beat him.
He did. That was a nice job there by Tyler Cordova.
Good recovery by MICDS, though.
Shot comes in, goal. That is Cody.
John Cody.
John Cody gets himself a goal, and CBC opens the scoring for the second quarter in a row. 11-4. Of course, 7 goals is a surpassable margin.
It is.
But vital that not only you keep the intensity up on the offensive side of the field, you really have to do a better job of, and they're starting to do it, starting to get the defensive side right, starting to strip the ball. We've seen a few more strips from CBC taken away from MICDS players. The challenge with the strip is you then got to pick up the ball and find your outlet pass. That has been the step that I think has been a little bit lacking here.
Yes. So there's been some good intensity on the offensive half for us, and we're getting a little bit better on the defensive half. 9 minutes.
Stole the words right out of my mouth. Talking about dispossessing, and there we go. Sant around that far side. Good recovery, good job by Capizzi of getting his body back in position. He got beat initially, did a nice job to really sidestep and get himself in front of his man. Late runner gains Bundy. Initially disguised that very well. And Gaines Bundy is looking for the gaps in CBC's defense. He's finding a few of them. Niedringhaus. Downey makes the save. We've got a flag down, though.
That was a pretty pass. Move around the cage from Welford. Little nifty flip pass to Niedringhaus, and then big save by Downey, and there is a flag on CBC. Looks like Brandon Zamuda.
And we are seeing an impressive second half performance from Patty Downey. Again, this game could very easily have gotten out of control. I mean, you take nothing away from Mitch Casagrande. He is still probably the guy, but had a rough go in the first half. Not much he could have done differently. Like in hockey, sometimes you see the goaltender switched out just for a little bit of a change, and that change has been welcome as Patty Downey is getting the job done here in the second half. Ball up top, Graham Bundy.
Good rotation by the CBC man-down team. See if they can carry. Uh-oh.
No goal, off the post.
Pipe.
Yeah, that was off the post from Alex Feldman. And Welford can't pick it up. We get offsides.
MICDS stepped over the line on that.
Yeah, that was Jason
11.
Sugavanam. I apologize to the family for mispronouncing the name if they're listening. But a good job by Jared Huber of shoving his man a little bit, giving him a little body, making sure he's on that line. And the referees made the call. Get a free possession out of it. 7 minutes, 20 seconds here.
We're all even up again. Cadets killed that penalty.
That's a good sign. And shot comes in.
It's from
Yeah, it goes wide.
Varley.
Yep, Hunter Varley. And CBC inbounds. Varley. Up top for, I believe, Hogan. Hogan with the left. And he bounces that one wide. Hogan can rip it on the run.
Yes, Hogan's got a great shot, but unfortunately this year, with the quality of shot that he can take, and
Now Joe Huber getting himself on the list, so CBC now 11-5. So all of a sudden the margin down to 6. It's been as big as 9 tonight. And with 6:42 to go, 6 goals the difference. So in the last few minutes, John Cody and Joe Huber have gotten themselves on the sheet for CBC. Other goals by Blake Bellinger, Carlos Moreno, and Jack Egan, who again left the game at halftime after a knee injury he sustained, not to the knee he injured last year, but to the other knee. So that's certainly hope he's doing well.
yeah, hopefully it's all right, because Jack Egan's a commit to Carthage College for lacrosse next year.
A lot of contact there, and we get a whistle. That was Zach Brown against number 15, Blake Glover. And it will be Glover penalized. We get a slash, I believe. So we get an extra man situation for CBC, if memory serves, the first tonight.
I believe so. I was just going to say, I think this might be our first man-up opportunity. So see how the boys can respond to it in this crucial situation.
Yep. Looks like Hogan, Cody, and Bellinger, the middies in there.
And watch out for the top center, top right for the shooters. Hogan's a threat. They're all a threat. Keep it on the side. Good. Good recovery.
Yep.
If it would
Bellinger.
have gone over, we would have lost possession.
Hogan. And McCarthy, Varley.
MICDS is quick.
Yep. Varley on the doorstep scores. Hunter Varley gets his first goal of the game, and the lead is down to 5. Great extra man opportunity. You see that quick ball movement. CBC and even MICDS, their approach to the extra man situation is a little bit different. They want to spread you out a little bit and try to draw you out. With CBC, it's just keep that ball moving and wait for the shot to develop.
They kept it moving, and we couldn't get that one pass to our adjacent guy. That time it came from the top center from John Cody, skipped it down onto the crease to Hunter Varley. When the defense starts cheating on that, you leave the guy wide open for that skip pass down low.
Ball break kindly for CBC. Shot comes in. Wide, but
Hold
CBC
it,
will
hold it.
retain.
Don't slap your stick. Just keep playing.
So with 5:35 to go, the Cadets trail by 5. A lot of fives there. Now Blake Bellinger
Right by.
regains, spin move, shot, goal!
There!
Blake Bellinger scores again. The lead is now 4. Here we were talking about just trying to win the fourth quarter, try to win the second half, and the Cadets are trying to win the game.
These fans are getting excited out here right in front.
Man, these players are getting excited too. Patty Downey, I think, just ran all the way, or no, it's a timeout. I was going to say, Patty Downey running all the way to the bench to celebrate. Not quite that time yet,
Timeout,
but that is a timeout.
The boys are buzzing, as the hockey crew would say.
So the Cadets, we're just hearing fans running up the stairs saying, we're still in it. I think a realization that anything is possible. Like we said, goals can be scored in a very short period of time. This game is 11-7, 4 goals. The Cadets are jumping in their huddle. MICDS, nobody is moving. You need to keep the pedal to the metal. If you're MICDS, what do you have to do to try to kill this right away? Because I think it's imperative in the next minute or two, MICDS has to reclaim control of this game.
Yeah, they're going to look to win the face-off and just slow the game down, because the Cadets have been running and gunning now, and that's the attitude that the Cadets have. You just saw them out there jumping in the huddle on the sideline, the timeout. When these boys get up and get amped, the Cadets, it really leans to their favor. And when these guys are vibing together and that's their attitude, they're hard to be stopped. So they need to keep that up. This face-off is going to be crucial. I know there's 5 minutes, it's a lot of time, but it's going to go either way right now.
And Nico Feldman and Chase Eleanor. Good whistle going against Feldman. Cadet ball. Eleanor gets the job done. He's now got the ball, wondering what to do with it. And we get a timeout called by CBC. You don't want your face-off man in that situation.
And the threat to lose that ball right at midfield, so it's a good timeout taken to maintain possession.
Yeah, your face-off specialist does his job, and the next part of his job is to get off the field. Apart from goaltending, the most specialized position in lacrosse?
Face-off.
Yeah. It's like the place kicker of lacrosse.
Out.
Except it can make such a huge difference in a game. I mean, just having dominance on the face-off. If you look at the face-offs in the first half, I would imagine, we don't have the stats, again, stat guys on break, but the MICDS dominated the face-offs. And I think Eleanor was really struggling to keep up with the quick draw, if you will, of Nico Feldman. You saw a couple procedure calls on him. But I think the tables have turned. I think now Eleanor has a little bit of that adrenaline going. I think the senses are a little heightened, and I think he's ready, and he likes the challenge, whereas Feldman's now feeling the heat. 5:10 to go. CBC shot inside goal!
Right, look at Bellinger, quick, getting inside. Who was that?
Bellinger's inside to
Number 4,
Braden McCarthy. McCarthy scores. We are down to 3 goals. The Cadets still jumping up and down. Mitch Casagrande running himself mad over on the sideline. He just, I think, went down on all fours to worship somebody. I'm not sure who that was. And MICDS just standing there motionless. They can't believe what's happening in front of them. We'll lie to you and say that we can. CBC, what a remarkable turnaround here in this second half.
Or 10-1 at half.
10-1 at halftime. Talking about just trying to find some positives here. Nothing more positive than a W. All right, good face-off. Back to reality. Nico Feldman wins the face-off. Ben Aschel all over him. But MICDS regains. This is Jack Sant. Jack Sant rounds a corner. Have to get back. Nice job there by Zach Brown of getting back and covering the lane. Sant's first thought was on goal, but he wasn't able to get through. Now he does. One-on-one with Downey, off the post.
Wow.
Jack Sant hits the post.
Yeah, CBC's defense needs to wake up a little bit there, because he was running and no one came on to pick him up when he was beat. Luckily, that post, keeper's best friend.
Yes, indeed.
Took care of it.
And now gains Bundy. Time more important than a goal here if you are MICDS. You have to eat into CBC's momentum. You have to kill this down. You have to absolutely slow the game, control the ball, control the clock, wear CBC out, and just drain the adrenaline right out of them as there's a shot sails by. At least that's what I'm thinking. That doesn't necessarily mean that's what we're going to see.
Yeah, I agree.
You do not want to rush a shot here.
They want to work the clock right now. When they take a shot, be a smart shot, which they've done, yet we've had some lucky breaks where they've missed.
All right, this is Graham Bundy, number 1, going back and forth. Right now matched up against a short pull. Pass inside, Carpenter can't pull it down.
Zach Brown picks it up.
Zach Brown.
Clear it. CBC has no timeouts left.
Looks low. Joe Huber can't bring it in, and the pass will go out of bounds. It will be MICDS ball. Good idea, just right kind of in and out of Huber's stick. With 3:24 remaining on the clock, the Cadets needing 3 goals to catch the Rams of MICDS, and we're going to get a trip going against Braden McCarthy. Just got his feet tangled up and going the other way. Yep. So we will have an extra man opportunity. The Cadets killed the last one. They're going to need to kill this one too. Unlucky from Braden McCarthy. Went in with a full head of steam and just kind of got his feet out from under him and brought somebody down. But with 3:10 to go, will be an extra man opportunity for the Rams.
Parents are getting into it.
And that is Graham Bundy starts off with it. And here we're going to see the working around the outside of the circle for MICDS as the clock ticks below 3. Again, a shot is good. Time off the clock is better from an MICDS point of view. And if you're CBC, it's frustrating to watch them. You know you need the clock, you get antsy, but you just have to be smart. You have to be composed. You got to trust that your attackman can score. Right now, you just got to do your job at the back end of things. Good footwork there from Ryan Thompson. He's able to stay on his feet. And Feldman around behind for Niederinghaus. Alex Feldman.
And we're even up.
Yep, Ryan Thompson, penalty killed successfully by CBC. 11-8 in favor of MICDS. 2 minutes on the clock.
2 minutes. MICDS needs to keep it in now.
And that is a huge goal from Graham Bundy. So Graham Bundy scores, take the lead back to 4.
Looks like a cramp.
Yeah, he kind of got tripped a little bit inadvertently after the ball went in. So we're going to bring the trainers out to make sure he is okay, which gives us a natural opportunity to say thanks to one of our newer sponsors on the Cadet Student Network. That is Mercy Sports Medicine. Mercy's ranked as a top-tier Catholic health system nationally and offers the highest quality health care for students and their families. We know this firsthand here at CBC. Our athletic trainer, Kristen Jeans, and the team at Mercy take great care of our Cadet student athletes. To learn more, visit www.mercy.net. Mercy, like so many of our sponsors, make this broadcast possible, so we're so thankful to them and to TJ's Pizza and to Milliken Wright Law Firm and to Tim Kylo and just everybody who makes this possible. Charlie Hines, the student working the broadcast tonight, doing a phenomenal job up there on the camera. It's an honor to be a part of CSN, and we thank all the many people who make this possible. Going the other way, 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. We are going to get not sure exactly what it is. We get a violation going CBC's way. Braden McCarthy. 1:30.
There.
Ball inside goal. I think that's Joe Huber.
Yep, McCarthy to Huber.
Joe Huber gets his second of the game. So the lead back to 3 with a minute and a half to go.
Yeah, what a quarter the Cadets have put together here this fourth quarter. Where was this?
It was 11-3 going into the fourth quarter. So the Cadets winning the fourth quarter 6-1. So a 6-1 performance in this fourth quarter by the Cadets. And I don't know that we're done counting yet.
Let's hope not. And win or lose tonight for the Cadets, this is the thing that they're going to remember.
Well, and this
coming in the rest of the season, hoping to have a rematch, looking for a rematch.
You're going to be itching to play MICDS again because you know that if you'd put your your best game together in that first half, this would be potentially a comfortable one. Here's Jack Sant.
And MICDS needs to keep the ball in the box.
Yep. 1 minute and 5 seconds to go. They cannot go outside of the box, otherwise it will be a delay of game. You get a stall warning if you don't do anything, too. And Graham Bundy, trying to kill this game, gets his second of the night, takes the lead back to 4. 4 goals in 53 seconds is possible, but those 2 goals by Bundy really just daggers from MICDS. And it's good composure by Bundy on his part to know that, to wait for a clean shot, and then to take it and to take advantage of that ruthlessly and just to give Patty Downey no chance at those.
Yeah, our defense kind of sank a little bit from the top, and he kind of hovered up there and was left wide open for that skip pass look.
And both those goals offside just gives a very difficult look for Patty Downey. And even when he sees it, getting that stick over there, not easy to do. Here come MICDS. 42 seconds to go. Again, now they got to keep it inside the box. Shot comes in, and that's a goal. I think a little bit too easy if you are a CBC from Henry Gillis. That is his second of the game. So Gillis with his second of the game. And that takes it to 14-9. So this game, I think, slipping away from CBC.
Yeah, unfortunately, CBC there just gave him the clear runaround of the cage, and he finished it because no one gave him, we didn't give him enough pressure there.
And so as we kind of face the last 34 seconds, for a while there it was looking like CBC might even do it. They might pull it off. And they gave it a scare. They gave it everything they had. But you get back to the fact of the positives you take from this game. Things like Patty Downey coming in. And not only is he standing on his head back there for you, I think he's got to be CBC's player of the game. If you got to pick a player from both teams, Patty Downey has to be the guy for CBC.
Yeah, for sure, Downey on CBC's side.
But even there, who do you see going nuts as CBC's making a comeback? It's Mitch Casagrande.
Yep.
So it's not like you got a situation where you got guys sweating bullets. This is a team.
That's the good. Yeah, that
you
shows
see elements
the team
of that.
there where, maybe one guy didn't have as good of his game as we were hoping him to have, and he was hoping to have, but he's still right there getting into it with the rest of them.
Yeah, and so as we get ready for this, this is a game that leaves you wanting more. And if you're CBC, it's an inspirational kind of second half for you because it shows you that you don't need to be afraid of these guys. Whatever happened in the first quarter, in the first half, is over and done with. It's not going to happen again. You're probably not going to have a half that lopsided again for the rest of the season. So you take the positives where you can get them, and you let this be a building performance for the rest of the season. So we get a little bit of a scrum down there, to borrow a rugby term. Breaks for Jack Sant. Been a very effective transition guy for MICDS tonight. 12 seconds on the clock. CBC is able to hack it away. Trying to go long. Brought down. Ashel picks it up. 1 second to go. And that will do it for us. So MICDS gets the win 14-9, a scoreline that doesn't quite tell you what we saw in this game. We got to do final thoughts here, and then we do have to give a Player of the Game award. So, Coach, final thoughts.
Much better second half for the Cadets, fourth quarter especially. The boys thought they were ready coming out. Looked like they were playing on their heels a little bit in the first half. Maybe that nervousness of matching up with a powerhouse of an MICDS team. but they finally got comfortable, maybe a little bit too late in the game. So, but like I said, I think it gives them a good outlook on postseason and being able to match up with these guys again.
And, of course, last thing we do in the broadcast, the Player of the Game Award, MVP, whatever you want to call it, who made the single biggest impact on this game tonight?
I mean, you've got
you got some goal scorers for
guys.
MICDS. Now,
Feldman
if we really get into it, did anybody have as big an impact single-handedly on this game as Patty Downey? That's the question I think we have to answer. Obviously, your team comes up short, but if you're looking for single biggest impact on the game.
Single biggest impact, yes. Definitely Patty Downey coming in and having a stellar second half there.
And, of course, it is the Cadet Student Broadcasting Network, so we are giving the Player of the Game Award to Patty Downey for helping inspire that turnaround in the second half. So congratulations to the Rams from MICDS. Congratulations to the Cadets on a gutsy performance. And that's going to do it for us. So for Charlie Hines making all this work, for Pete Genovese alongside me, we want to thank you for joining us here on the Cadet Student Network. My name is Tom Eichwald, and we will see you soon. We got a busy spring lineup coming up. You want to stick around. Thanks for joining us on CSN.